G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and watching my content. As always, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to be here and entertain you and talk about the greatest sport in the world, rugby. And we are here, okay, to play Rassi Erasmus's favorite game, predicting the selections for this weekend's Rugby World Cup Grand Final. The mighty Springboks defending the World Championship against the mighty All Blacks. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 28 years in the making. And yes, so there will be some predictions. There will be some changes this weekend, obviously, following the lackluster performance against England. People will be cut. And yeah, there are my predictions, what the selection is going to be. But first up, we've got a little bit of news to catch up. Apparently, there are some allegations against Bungin Bunabi for calling Tom Curry a white cunt, say that word on YouTube. So yes, there's going to be potentially a little bit of distractions in the background. The England has about 24 hours as of the release of this video to file an official complaint. There was no actual recording of Bunabi saying those words, but there is a discussion that was picked up by the referee mic that Tom Curry told the referee that Bungin Bunabi called him the racial slur, and there could be an investigation. Bit of distraction off the field, and yeah, we'll have to see how this turns out. But it's just it is just what it is. I really want to see the game being played with everybody in the Springboks team without suffering through any sort of suspensions before the final. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. It is what it is. And then the big factor this weekend, once again, it's going to be the rain. The forecast saying that it's going to be raining all week. Yeah, and we saw how poorly it went for the Springboks. A lot of you guys came out and said that the team looked tired and that the coaches should have rotated the players around going into against England, which I kind of disagree, because I think that the Springboks had a break before playing against France. So the team, it's only the second week in a row for the team playing rugby, albeit that the first week against France was extremely physical and extremely mentally taxing. But I do think that, the team should have been able to cope 2 weeks in a row without any issues. And I do think that all the issues that the Springboks had, like the line-out throws not straight, the breakdown pressure, and then also the high ball, not able to handle those properly. Really, the substitutions, rotating in people are not going to really solve too much of those. And in fact, not really going to solve any of those problems, especially if you guys are talking about putting on Esterhazen and Kana Moody. They're not going to really help out any of those aspects. They're not going to really improve any of those areas that was lost on the weekend anyway. My thoughts on what happened with the Springboks to performance was they probably had too easy of not really prepared too well throughout the week. Maybe they was too relaxed in training camp. It looked like to me the players were a little bit hesitant on what they wanted to be doing out there on the field. So I think that's probably more likely the issue than actually players being tired, resulting in that poor performance against England. But yeah, that's my theory, and I think that Rassi Erasmus knew that he got out of jail by the way he reacted with his head down after the match. I think that he will be whipping the players into shape this week and getting them into better rhythm going into this match against the very, very important, very, very crucial finals against the All Blacks. So let's look at the predictions. So with the rain being said, I think the Springboks will go back to their bread and butter, the 6-2 bench split, and bring in the man that plays in England alongside of Handré Pollard, Jasper Wiese at the Leicester Tigers, who's used to the wet conditions, who's used to the kicking game, who is a specialist with the kicking game, and I think that because of the rain, the game is going to play much tighter. The width of the field will be utilized a lot less, which means that Mane Lebok will be dropped from the team, unfortunately, because as good as he's a playmaker, he really struggled in the rain against England, and his kicking was really not ideal as well. Even just finding the touch was really the distance it was getting was really subpar in my opinion. And I think that just because of the rain, the style just is not suited for this match. Nothing to do with it's just the way it is. It's sport. You got to win, and you got to cop up. Sometimes tough decisions has to be made, and this is just going to be one of those decisions. I think the Springboks needs to be making. going into this finals match. And like I said, the Rain Jasper Visa will be coming up with the kicking game as well. Jasper Visa is really good under the high ball. A guy who's really good at pressuring those high balls, the box kicks as well. So this is my prediction. It's going to be a 6-2 bench with Dwayne Vermeulen moved down to the bench. So the team for the Springboks will be Stephen Kishoff number 1, Bungin Bonabi number 2, Franz Maherba number 3, Eben Nesbeth number 4, Franco Moster number 5, Siak Khaleesi number 6, Peter Sepp du Toit number 7, and Jasper Visa will be starting at number 8 jersey. In the back line, Kobus Reinach. I actually thought maybe they would put Faf on to start this game, but thinking, and I had a bit of spend more time analyzing the situation. I think Faf de Klerk is better at closing the game with under pressure. Again, Faf de Klerk with his experience, his box kicks, his like that. The way that he managed the box kick at the end of the England match was really, really well done. I think with that experience, we're much suited for Faf de Klerk to be coming off the bench once again. So having Kobus Reinach coming in at number 9, Handré Pollard will be starting at number 10, and he will be playing the full 80 minutes, if not extra time. Cheslin Kobe coming in at number 11. Damien Delenda with his defensive and powerful carry game will be remaining the number 12 jersey. And number 13, Jesse Krill, once again, looking for another massive defensive effort like it did against the French. And number 14, Kurti Arensa, as always. And then number 15, the greatest Springboks in the history of the Springbok, Damien Willemse will be at 15, and he will be covering Handré Pollard should anything happen to him in the game. The back line, this is the reserves now. I think this is the bread and butter for the Springboks. This is where the game is won and lost in so many recent games, and I think the Springboks will be pressure that advantage once again this weekend. Dion Fourie comes in number 16. Ox Uncha, the powerhouse, will be coming off at number 17 for me. Number 18, Vincent Koch. I actually thought maybe Trevor Nyakani could be starting at number 18, but I think once again the wet conditions will be more suited for Vincent Koch, who based in England for a very long time, and I think he's currently playing in Japan before the Wasps went down. But yeah, so someone who'll be used to the wet conditions. Number 19, Achis Neyman. Number 20, Huaga Smith. And number 21, Dwayne the Rock Vermeulen will be finishing the game. I actually thought they could potentially bring in John Clang, but then I thought because they already got 3 loose forwards on the bench, Dion Fourie, Huaga Smith, and Vermeulen, I felt like that might be a bit too much. But then again, there's no reason for but then again, I think just the experience that Vermeulen brings, and I think just having that experience coming off the bench, knowing that he's going to be reliable, knowing that what he can bring is exactly I think what the team needs. Just bring that that leadership off the bench as well. And so yeah, I thought there could be a toss up between him and John Clang, but I think the Springboks will settle on Dwayne Vermeulen, just having a bit more experience. Number 22 will be Faf de Klerk, and number 23 will be Willie Leroux. And unfortunately, Man in the Box will be the one that is being left out of the squad. So yeah, that's my predictions for the Springboks team. And now let's have a look at my predictions for the All Blacks team. Now, first of all, this is a prediction based on what I think Ian Foster is going to do, not because what I think is the best for the All Blacks. Okay, so just to be that a little bit clear. So some of these changes in the bench, I think is what Fozzie is gonna do. How Fozzie assesses the situation, which I may or may not agree with. So let's have a look at the setup. First up, obviously Brodie Retallick, I think will be coming up in the starting position with Sam Wildkard coming off the bench. And the big changes in the backline, let's go through that first, is that I think that Ian Foster is going to go with experience in Ofa Tuangafasi in the Luce proposition over Tamati Williams. And in fact, I actually thought he might bring on Nipo Laulala ahead of Fletcher Newell just to try to neutralize the scrummaging over Ox Uncha, because that is a key battling area. But then I thought again, I think Fletcher Newell is quite good, or good enough to handle. It's quite good, or he's already quite good, and the experience difference between Nipo Laulala and Fletcher Newell is not really required. But I do think that Ian Foster might opt for Tuangafasi ahead of Tamati Williams. So that's my first prediction in the changes in the All Blacks team. My second one is obviously Dan Coles will be back in ahead of Somasani Takiaho. I think that's not really a surprise to everyone. And finally, I think that Ian Foster, after the performance Roy Gard showed against the Springboks in that flogging before the Rugby World Cup warm up. I think he's gonna be getting Rugby off the bench to try to spice some things up as a danger finisher for the team. But considering that Finlay Christie wasn't used against Ireland at all, I don't see that having Rugby on the bench just as an additional option to try to spice things up. If things are, if you're down by 5 points, having Cam Roy just roll the dice, having Cam Roy come on to try to spice up a try is something that I think will be a better option than just having Finlay Christie as someone that's purely as a replacement for as a pure replacement for an injury to Aaron Smith, and having Aaron Smith play the full 80 minutes again. So I think that's a better option for Foster, and I think Foster will be definitely looking at that, considering the performance he showed against the Springboks in their previous outing. And obviously, if Sammy Wallow will be moving down to the bench as we expect. Everything else is unchanged. So yeah, so this is my full predictions for the All Blacks team. Ethan de Groot, number 1. Cody Taylor, number 2. Tyrell Lomax, number 3. Brody Retallick will come up at number 4. Scotty Rickard Barrett will be coming up at number 5. By the way, there's a lot of, there was a lot of speculations as to why Scotty got himself sent off in the Argentina game, right? The news from New Plymouth is that he was waving to his dad, and then the cheating, the cheating Pumas threw the ball into his hand and forced, milked the penalty and a yellow card. Okay, that's one theory. Now my theory is that Scotty Barrett really needed to take a shit, and then that's why he came off and he couldn't get back onto the field because he was still in the toilet. That's my opinion, but hey, who knows? Who knows what the actual reason is? Only Scotty knows, and maybe he will tell us in his after retirement in his book. We'll wait for it. And number 6, Shannon Frizzell will be always huge blindside for the All Blacks. Sam Cane, number 7, as captain. Adi Savia will be trying to finish his massive, he's going overseas, so this will probably be the last game for him for the All Blacks. Will try to finish his career on a high at number 8. Aaron Smith at number 9. Also his last outing as well. And we got Richie Mwonga, number 10. Mark Talea, number 11. Jordy Barrett, number 12. Riku Ioane, number 13. Will Jordan, number 14. And Bowden Barrett, the key man who will be managing the kicking game. The wet conditions will be so important. I have no doubt they're going to be just hammering him this week about the kicking game. And then number 15. And finally, in the back line, Dan Coles, number 16. Ofa Tuangafasi, number 17. Fletcher Newell, number 18. Sam Warlock, number 19. Dalton Papalia, number 20. Cam Roygar, number 21. Damien McKenzie, number 22. And number 23, Antoine Leonard-Brown. So yes, that's my prediction for the 2 lineup. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know who you think is going to be selected for the team. Do you agree? Do you agree with Ofa Tuangafasi's selection? I think Ian Foster will prove me wrong by starting Tamati Williams. Hey, we'll see. I think Fozzie probably going to start most likely will start Tuangafasi ahead of Tamati Williams. And let me know your thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for people who donate money, support me financially. And please remember to subscribe. And, because after the Rugby World Cup, the channel will be dead. So, yes, please subscribe. And I don't know. So I don't have to have to find another job. 3 jobs after the Rugby World Cup to feed my family. Anyway. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Cheers.